My path thus far in life has been anything but expected. My parents growing up provided me with everything you could hope for. Although they were trying to give me everything they could, it was difficult for them to financially be able to provide for me to go to college. When I first heard about the Take Stock program, I knew I had to do my part, and this was my first chance to do so. Take Stock in Children is a state-run scholarship mentor program that helps children who meet both financial and scholastic eligibility get a scholarship to a school university or a technical vocational school. I got to meet my mentor, Mike Hill. I remember it was awkward at first, but I immediately knew that, okay, we have a chance to possibly make something good happen here.
Well, I met Christian at a picnic table at the middle school that he was attending at the time. We met once a week for 4 years. He was ambitious. He was very confident.
Mike would set very specific expectations and hold me accountable so that later it would have a bigger impact, influence on the decisions I was making as a young adult and even now as a professional. I was lucky enough that Walgreens opened a store within walking distance of my house in Ocala, and I kind of work up through the ranks till eventually ending up in the pharmacy. After high school, moved to Gainesville. I was transferred in as a pharmacy technician at a store right next to Santa Fe College. They kind of took me under their wing and really pushed and encouraged me and kind of understand the undertakings that would have to happen. When I was considering where I would go to pharmacy school, UF by far was the first choice. The University of Florida College of Pharmacy had been ranked a top 10 national school. Basically, they were looking for the best of the best at the time, and based on my situation, I wasn't sure if I was going to cut it, but I knew I had to try. So at one point while I was in undergrad, still at Santa Fe College, bathing myself, and I ended up finding a little lump. I went to this oncologist. He very quickly examined me, walked out, and then about 5 minutes later, as I was sitting in that room, he came back in with a big old book with the word cancer on the cover. And he pointed to a page and said, "I don't know which one, but I'm pretty sure you have one of these cancers." I remember vividly that I was a bit hysterical. Dad took it in stride, as Dad usually does. Mom was not good. Mom was freaking out. And now I'm being told that I'm gonna have chemotherapy once a week for a year and a half, but I've been working so hard. I've been trying to get there. I can't let this stop me. I had been working at Walgreens. I was checking out this lady who was one of my frequent patients. And in that wallet, I saw that there was a Gator 1 ID. And I was like, "Oh, you go to UF?" And she's like, "Please. I'm a dean at the College of Pharmacy." And I was like, "Huh, would you look at that? I'm actually trying to get into your school right now." That following Monday, I was emailed, "Congratulations, you've been accepted." To this day, that wonderful woman says she did nothing. I have a good feeling that she did. Fourth year, going into rotations, I found myself at Putnam Community Medical Center, and that's where I got to meet Dr. Gail King.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gail King. I'm the Director of Pharmacy at ECA Florida Putnam Hospital. And 9 years ago, Christian came as an undergraduate pharmacy student.
I'd always walk by her office. "Good morning, Dr. King. How you doing?" Da-da-da, chit-chat. And so she would just send me to these meetings, and she'd send me as a representative. Go listen, go talk to them, go hear.
The first thing I had him do was attend interdisciplinary rounding. I asked my CNO how he did. She goes, "He was really great, but the doctor said he talked too much."
And then, I completed my rotations and moved on. And so I thought that was it. I was completing my final rotation at the VA in the Villages, and I get a random phone call, and I hear, "Christian, it's Dr. Gail King. You remember me?" And I'm like, "Yes, of course, Dr. King. What can I do for you?" She was like, "Well, I decided I'm going to start a pharmacy residency, and my CEO has approved it, and I think you'd be great to be our first candidate."
He impressed me with his willingness to do things that hadn't been done before, and that's the kind of thing that we needed, I thought, to get our residency program going. And from there, he got hired, and then he was my clinical coordinator, then my ops manager, and now he's at corporate HCA.
I believe Take Stock is an important program, not just in this community, but in all communities, because it is that lifeline. It is that opportunity that some of these families and some of these kids would not have had otherwise.
We should invest in the youth because that's the future. He wouldn't be here today without Take Stock in Children. Trajectory was created by Take Stock in Children. It is something that I think anybody can do. All you have to do is put your heart in it and your soul and be a good person.
We're so lucky to have Goodwill Industries help provide through the Take Stock in Children program. They are building leaders. They are changing generations. And I think without influential organizations standing up and providing the infrastructure and the funds needed to build out these community programs, we would be at a loss, specifically in a town like Putnam County and Palaca proper. And I am a better person, and I am the leader I am today because of those opportunities granted to me through programs such as Take Stock in Children.
We both learned from each other. In reality, I look back even to this day, and I think I probably learned more from him than he learned from me.
I've been very lucky to have strong, good-willed people in my life. I've done a lot. I've seen a lot. But I am nothing without the people who got me here.